We are live, John.
Hello and welcome to our new weekly feature. It's called Guest in the Box. It's going to be a live stream. We're going to have different guests on every Monday night. The show time will usually be around 7 o'clock, but with it being bank holiday, we're just running a bit late. So our guest and future host, as you can probably see, is a diehard Liverpool fan. He's just throwing that scarf on there at the last minute, just to throw me. So, Sean, do you want to welcome yourself on? Sean from originally from Liverpool, but currently residing in Ireland for Finn Valley Radio.
Yeah. Yes, guys, listen, if there's one person that can come on a football channel and chat a load of bubbles, I think I'm the right guy. Whether it's good or bad or indifferent, I don't know, but I'll certainly go on. And any chance to have a go an Everton fan, I'll take, John. So thank you for welcoming me on board, and hopefully it's a nice journey together.
Yeah, hopefully it won't be too painful. Just before we begin, we'd just like to pay our respects to the late, great former England manager Sven-Göran Eriksson, who sadly passed away earlier today. So we're just going to take a few moments silence and basically pay our respect while just before we get into the actual show. So may rest in peace. Just before we do start, do you think it was a nice touch the way Liverpool let Sven-Göran Eriksson manage one of the games in Anfield? It was only a few months ago that as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was part of the coaching staff. I think Sven was a self-confessed Liverpool fan. And it was one on his bucket list, I suppose, and Liverpool invited him over for one of the Legends games, and he was part of coaching staff with, I think it was Ian Rush and Kenny Dalglish. Yeah. So yeah, it was good. And as I think, thinking about Sven-Göran Eriksson, this golden generation. And listen, I've been watching Sky Sports News all day, and they're saying he was the first foreign England manager. And that, people forget that was a big thing at the time. And this golden generation, he managed some of the best players that we've ever witnessed play football. Wayne Rooney, Scholes, Beckham, obviously the greatest of all time, Steven Gerrard.
Well, he made Beckham England captain, didn't he?
He did, surely, yeah. And as I say,
he did.
That Liverpool 5, Germany 1 was probably his highlight, wasn't it?
Probably was, yeah. I don't know about Gerrard being the greatest ever, but that's a matter of opinion, really, isn't it?
Well,
all right. Should we delve in?
Let's go straight in, John. Let's do it.
So, being an Everton fan, the first thing, the only place I can start is that. Now, I'm realistic. I wasn't expecting for Everton to go and win. I was expecting, maybe hoping to get maybe a point out of it. But to lose the game in the manner that they did was just, for me, it was just unacceptable. To lose like that, I think, personally.
John, do you think the problem with Everton at the moment is there's so much focus on the stadium and trying to level the books that maybe the pressure from above down to Sean Dyche and I hate to say this, but is the ethos and the mentality of the club at the moment just avoid relegation so we can build on this new stadium? It's almost like Sean Dyche also has to do is avoid relegation. And over the years gone by, that's not been Everton's. I know he's avoided relegation a lot, but it seems to me like he's quite content to do that, and the players are maybe just building that. Let's not get relegated. That's it.
I don't think it is that. I just think the manager's making the wrong choices with team selections, and I don't think that they should have sold Ben Godfrey, to be honest with you,
Yeah.
because he would have slotted in, and he would have done a good. I think he would have done a good job on Saturday in that right back position. I think that young Dixon looked right out of his league. It showed that was his. It showed that was his debut. That young right back Dixon, and
Yeah.
I think I felt for the lads because he's literally just been thrown in at the deep end. Literally, throwing in at the deep end. Ashley Young should never wear an Everton shirt again, in my opinion,
Wow. Right. Okay.
because he's showing time and time again how much of a liability he is. He was sent off. He was sent off on multiple occasions last season, and now he was sent off against Brighton, first game of the season, when he should just be heading the ball clear. He's trying to chest it down against one of the quickest wingers in the league, Matoma, and gets found out, drags him down, and there he goes. He's off. Everton are down to 10 men, and the other two right backs, Coleman and Patterson, are injured. So the only option was that young Dixon. So I did kind of feel sorry for him, but it showed the level between the under 21s and the Premier League, I think.
Plus, an away game at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, they got a sticky 1-1 draw against Leicester. I mean, let's spin this, John. Let's go. The attacking talent they had: Kulusevski, Maddison, Basuma, Son. Everyone knows about Son. He's probably one of my first picks in my fantasy team. So, listen, John, being for someone like yourself getting beat against Tottenham, I don't think is a disgrace. But I think by what you're saying, and listen, I only watched the highlights, it sounds to me like it's the way you're getting beat as opposed to actually getting beat.
Yeah, it is. It's like the manner they lost that game was just not acceptable, and leads me seamlessly on to this. Let me just put some context on this before we play it. So this is at the train station in London straight after the game. These are the Everton fans that have been to the match. You may have seen this.
You fucking rat! Hey, fuck off, you little cunt! Hey, fuck off! Yeah, that's right, okay, yeah? Hey, fucking 80 grand a week, you fucking wanker! Hey, fuck off! Fuck off!
Right, so apologies for the obscene language here. But we're in the second game of the season, and that's where they're at already.
John, I mean, listen, there's two ways to look at this, isn't it? There's the balanced argument. You've got your average football fan. He's working hard all week. They've probably been at Goodison Park last week seeing that shit show, and then they've travelled up to London, and they just want to see them Everton put a graft in, because that's Everton Football Club traditionally in my lifetime at a team floating around the top 10, and they put a graft in. Obviously, the fans weren't impressed with that. Did they go over the line with that, John? I would say yeah. The other angle is that no one deserves to be spoken to like that.
Nah.
They abused players that didn't even play.
Exactly.
It's just frustrating. It's just frustration, isn't it? But I mean, realistically, John, if you were there and you've seen that, so you've travelled up to London, you've watched them get stuffed at Goodison Park, you've watched them get stuffed at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. You're in there with amongst those fans. What are you doing in that situation? I'll be honest.
I wouldn't be doing that. I wouldn't be starting to throw abuse of people or anything like that. Just because, they're still human beings at the end of the day, aren't they? I'd be really annoyed and I'd be pissed off and whatever. But I don't think that I would be doing that, to be honest, and I don't.
Well, obviously, you're saying they don't speak for all Everton fans, but do they speak for Everton fans, John? What's your thought? Are you keeping Dyche or are you getting rid of him? What's your thought about him?
See, what I was going to say was that first part of the Brighton game, the first 20 minutes, Everton were on top. They were, they looked good. Harrison was playing really well, and Brighton had broke away and scored a goal after, I think it was 23 minutes or something like that. And then the gas just fell out of Everton completely. And Saturday, Everton didn't even get going, at all. It just... So, we've played 180 minutes of football and we've had 3 shots on target.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to say. I mean, it goes back to what I was saying about the Grafton. I said you got some. I'm looking online here. I'm seeing some of the squad players. You've got Jack Harrison, fantastic at Leeds. Tarkowski and Keane, 2 England internationals there. Dwight McNeil seems to be like Sean Dyche's wee favourite there, come from Burnley. Pickford. I'd rather not talk about Pickford, but he's obviously a good goalkeeper.
But he had Calvert-Lewin that second goal.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, that was a bad. But he admitted it, I suppose.
He did.
Calvert-Lewin, what's the crap with him? Listen, there's a player in there, isn't he? But does he need a run of games? What is it?
I think that, I was watching. I was doing a bit of research before we done this and whatever, and I was watching another channel. It's an Everton channel actually, and they were saying Calvert-Lewin keeps getting pulled out of the box, and he's on the left wing and the right wing. When he played under Carlo Ancelotti in that season, maybe got 20 goals or whatever it was, it might not have been 20. Ancelotti had him between the sticks. He said, "This is your area, that's it. You don't do anything else," and he was scoring the goals. But if he's coming out here, there, and everywhere, what are the wingers doing? What's McNeil? What's Harrison actually doing? If the striker's got to come out for the ball.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't know what the answer is, but at one stage he was a backup to Harry Kane at England, and now he's obviously injury problems and stuff. But I do agree with what you're saying. If you're going to play someone as the focal point of the team, you've got to play to the strengths. You've seen it many times over the years in the Premier League, where you've got kind of square pegs and round holes, and it doesn't fit unless you play to a certain system. And if you don't play to Calvert-Lewin's strengths, there's no point in having him. He seems to me like a player that needs to get a couple of goals for his confidence. But it honestly does. From outside looking in about Everton Football Club, my opinion is this: it seems to me like they just want to avoid relegation and get into the new stadium and build. Because what's gone on in the background, John, over the last couple of years has been embarrassing. I'm trying not to be too rude here, but it's been embarrassing with the money, with the transfers, with the managers. You've been through about 6 managers, and when Liverpool had 1.
Yeah.
The signings has been, so it seems to me like they're trying to have a bit of stability with Sean Dyche, just maintain the Premier League status and get into this new stadium. And listen, I kind of respect that on one hand, but I suppose as an Evertonian for yourself, it must be so frustrating because you just want to see a team that at least is trying, don't you?
No, you do. Of course you do. And I think that's half of the frustration with the fans because, if everyone's real and honest about it, Tottenham, much better squad, much better side than Everton. I think everyone will agree with that. But the fact that they were just so passive on Saturday, and it just looked like Tottenham could just score whenever they wanted. It was just... Well, you've seen the stats there. Everton had 29% possession. I think they had 1 or 2 shots on target. And that's it.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the stats here now. Yeah, I mean, crosses in the box, 16 by Spurs, 10 by Everton. Looking at the possession, yeah, you're right, 29%. But It's a dominate. Listen, it's a domination, and it's. I would like to say if you don't get a couple of positive results next 2 or 3 games, would Dyche be under pressure? I think he would be.
I mean, I don't think he will be under pressure. He's already under pressure now, I think. You know,
Right,
following
okay.
them scenes, following them scenes at the train station. I think he's a man under pressure already. To be honest
I
with
get
you.
what you're saying, John. But see, this is the old question of football, isn't it? When a manager is under pressure and at that level, with the greatest respect, who do you bring in to replacement? You've got your 3 or 4 stonewalls that have been about, and you've already had Sam Allardyce. You go for maybe a championship manager that has maybe just recently retired, and who do you bring in?
Well, I don't know. They can't afford to sack him because they can't afford to pay him the wages for his contract.
Still paying Raffers, aren't you?
Well, that's where the club's at. And now we need someone who can score goals. So, what do Everton do? This is ND's, I think his name, you say ND or ND's career stats for the past few years. So we played 30 times from Marseille and scored 3 times. He's a forward, by the way. And Sheffield United, 14 goals in 46, 7. It's not looking great, that.
No.
And then you move on to the other one that we just got from Napoli, Jasper Lindstrom. Look at that in the Italian league last season. Played 22 times, never even recorded 1 goal or 1 assist.
Goes back to this old saying, but square pegs and round holes, doesn't it? Well, I mean, it's...
Well, I'm just starting to wonder, are Everton just signing players to keep people happy that they're bringing people in? Because if anyone's looking at them, if anyone's looking at these stats here, you're not going to want to sign him 3 goals in 30 games as a forward.
No. But you know what, John?
He played 30 times.
John, but I'm looking at your squad. Jack Harrison, Decore, McNeil, Calvert-Lewin, Ghana is a gay midfield. He's a very good player now.
Yeah.
No, I'm looking. Beto isn't a bad player. Has been about. Neil Mopay, why can't he get a game? But what's going on there?
He's absolutely he's a donkey, isn't he?
Is he?
Seen him? Nice. I remember. I think it was a Gunnarsson, and I think we were playing Crystal Palace or something. He's clean through on goal. He's about 5 yards ahead of the defender, and the defender just catches him up like that. He's super slow.
Right. Well, I don't know. John. I think all this Everton talk's depressing me, to be honest.
Well, I could talk about this all day. I can take the whole show with it, but we're not going to do that. But Everton needs to. You need to do something. I'm actually going the game tomorrow. I'm playing Doncaster in the League Cup.
Good luck.
Oh, if they lose there, I think it'll be a very, very hostile atmosphere in Goodison Park if Everton don't get a convincing win tomorrow.
Yeah, well, he's got to, I suppose he's got to give the squad players a game as well, hasn't he? The likes of Mopays and stuff. Doncaster Championship team, are
they? League One, I think.
Right, there you go then. The pressure will be on if he doesn't win that now.
We played last year and nearly lost.
Yeah.
We beat them 2-1. We were getting beat 1-0.
But the reality is, for you guys, 17th and a cup would be an amazing season, wouldn't it? That's the reality.
Well, it'd be better than we are at the moment because we're bottom of the league, conceded 7 goals, scored 0. And I think they're going to have to get the dinner ladies to play it right tomorrow.
Oh, why did you invite me on this, John? It's going to be a long season, buddy.
Right, this is the Liverpool game from yesterday. Obviously, Liverpool won 2-0. I caught most of this game. I thought the 2-0. I thought myself. Did you catch the game yourself, Sean?
Oh, geez, of course, John. Of course.
Of course, he did. I thought Liverpool played well, but I thought Brentford defended really, really well. And I think 2-0 was quite a flattering scoreline for Brentford, I think. To be
Well,
honest, because I think
it was.
Brentford did
I
really,
think
really
Liverpool
well.
deserve to win. Liverpool deserve to win. It's obviously a new. Yeah, it's a new style of play under Slot, isn't it? And listen, I don't want to get ahead of myself. I really don't, because then it's 2 games, Brentford and Ipswich. Okay, but the pre-season we played well, beat teams like Arsenal, Man United. See, I think the football that Slot's playing with the players, it's kind of like they're doing what Jurgen Klopp wanted in the pressing, and they've got all the energy that you need, but they're also playing good football as well. And I think this transitional period is actually, it could be really successful for Liverpool if we keep it up. But then, listen, the real tests are going to come next week. Man United next week.
United on Sunday, is that?
Yeah, Sunday. They're going to be the real tests. But listen, Anfield as it goes. Salah again. I don't even think he's played that well, but he's been probably man of the match in both games. He's got his customary goal, as he always does. And listen, it's a transitional season. Let's not put Slot under too much pressure, but the players at the moment are performing. I think where the issue is with Liverpool is if we get a couple of injuries. The squad isn't as deep as maybe other teams. And teams like Brentford, listen, you knew what Brentford were going to do. They're a good footballing team. They had the chances. Convincing victory at Anfield, quite used to it. And Jamie Carragher hit the nail on the head. He said it's not, that with Jurgen Klopp, that could have been a 5-3 or a 5-2 or a 4-3. With Slot, it's 2-0, and it's a bit boring, but it's a good boring.
It's got the it kind of just got the job done, and he seems like he seems a lot more like more calm and collected than Klopp is. There wasn't too much in the way of celebrations at the end, was there?
He's different, yeah. I mean, he's different, but this is how you got to, can't you? Football moves fast, John. And as great as Jurgen Klopp done, and you can sit there and argue all day what he was good at, what he wasn't good at, what he achieved. People saying it's a joke that he's compared to Guardiola because of what City won. You can sit there all day and debate it, but at the end of the day, he goes down as a Liverpool legend, and he was great. But football moves on quick, and Jurgen Klopp's in the past now. And we appreciate what he did, but we have to move forward. And moving forward, he's a different character, Slot. And we're kind of getting to know him. He's cool, calm, and collected. He's got a different style of football. And let's see what happens. It's exciting times. The squad is good. We've got lots of experience. Salah, Van Dijk, Arnold, boys like that. They've been there. Alisson, Robinson. We've got lots of established Premier League players at good ages. So let's not worry too much. Let's see what happens. And I think the biggest thing for Liverpool fans is to get Trent, Salah, and Van Dijk on contracts. I suppose what the problem is especially with Van Dijk and Salah at their ages. They're at the age where you tend to take a dip, and they're probably on big wages, and it's trying to, you'd want Salah probably asking for 2-3 year contracts, same with Van Dijk, but you maybe only want to offer them a year with the option of another, and they've got agents that money talks. So let's see what happens. But at the moment, we're playing well, but when Champions League comes in, that's when we're getting real tests, because the backups just aren't quite the level of our first team, and that's when our squad will be tested, to be honest.
Well, what do you make, right, of, and I've seen, obviously, as you know, like I'm from Liverpool, from Anfield, literally just round the corner. So I've got quite a lot of people on my, social medias who are Liverpool fans, I've got yourself, and I've got, loads. I've seen a few people making a big thing about the Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's come off, and he seems to be sulking on the bench, and I've seen another YouTube channel making a big thing out of it. I mean, what's your view? What do you think about that? What's your views on that?
John, I love it. I absolutely love it. Like, at the end of the day, he wants to play 90 minutes. Slot come out afterwards and said, "Listen, he only come back from the World Cup, and the Euros, and he's protecting them because he had 2 weeks off. He played 1 pre-season friendly, and they brought him off last week. And don't forget the young lad. Now, let's give Conor Bradley a shout out here from Castleberg, round the corner from me here in Ireland. Conor Bradley last season, he'd done brilliant. The year before, he's a Bolton Player of the Year. It'd be different. It is a difference. Robertson isn't performing. You throw to Miskas in, he has a good game, but he's not really at the same level as Arnold. I think Conor Bradley, when you bring Arnold in, it's a less of a gap. Now, obviously, Conor Bradley doesn't have the attacking skills, of Arnold, but he's got a better defensive mind, I think, than Arnold, and probably a better defender. So I think it was actually a good tactical change. You got minutes on Arnold's legs. We've won the game. Get Bradley on. Obviously, Alexander was disappointed, but I suppose Slott's got to deal with that one in such a way where he's the boss. Arnold's got to accept it. Simple as that. But I love it. Who wants to come off in a football match? I've been there, amateur football. I'm sure you have yourself, John. And, you don't come off and be happy about it.
Many years ago.
Yeah, but it's not. It's not. I know the feel. It's not nice. Like, you don't want to come off and listen. If for him to be happy coming off, I'd be more shocked, to be honest. So let's not make a big deal of it.
Well, exactly. That's what I was hoping you'd say. To be honest, it's not. I don't think it is a big deal. It's just some people online like to jump on little things and like make it into a more than it is. But I think you are right. As a football fan, you'd want to see them pissed off that they've been taken off because they want to play. It shows they're not just there for like a paycheck or whatever.
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, and let's not, John, seeing you get the Premier League, these boys have made it for life, at the top level. So it's not about money. Alexander Arnold's great-great-grandkids will be paid for, you know what I mean? So I think it is just down to football, and he's a winner. Arnold's won everything. Like, I'm not trying to rub it in your face here, but he's a scouser, and he's won every single trophy possible as a Liverpool player. So he knows that he's seen it, he's done it, he's been a stalemate of the team. He actually played amazing on the weekend as well, like his this hybrid role. I could sit all day talking about Arnold. Yeah, but listen, let's not make a big deal of it. He got brought off, he got subbed. It'll probably happen a good bit this season with Conor Bradley. There might be games where Arnold has to come off the bench as well because Bradley's playing. We've got to maintain the respect for Conor Bradley too, because as I say, he's a good. It's kind of like Kevin Kelleher. Sorry to dip off the subject there, but I think everyone's going about this signing for Liverpool, the Spanish international, is astute and all, but I was a bit disrespectful to Kelleher really, because he's a step in for Alisson, and I know you've got to be progressive and think forward, but the only thing I would say is it's a bit disrespectful to Bradley. That's all.
Yeah, you've got to stick with your neighbours, haven't you?
That's it.
Yeah, so I think the shock result of the weekend is, for me anyway, when I find it, Chelsea there, 6-2. Didn't see that one coming at all.
Yeah, it was 2-2, wasn't it, at one stage?
It was 2-2, and then Chelsea just seemed to have turned it on and just romped home. So I think that's the most shocking result of the weekend, to be honest.
Yeah, well, Brighton beating United was a good one as well.
Yeah, it was.
Saturday afternoon, 2-1.
I've got the Saturday result somewhere. Hang on, let me just get them up.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, it was.
What about Sterling? What do you think about the Sterling situation, John? Raheem Sterling, like he's kind of gone from winning everything to City. Would you?
I'd have him at Everton. Yeah.
Do you think he'd come?
Absolutely. No, I'm just saying I'd have him.
Well, what do you think about that situation of representatives putting out that he's not happy? Again, he's won everything in the game, hasn't he? He's still fairly young. Do you think it's? What do you think about him putting that out there?
He's won everything with City.
So, what do you think?
I think.
What would you think?
I think it's strategic. They're trying to force a move because he's not going to get much game time this season.
Yeah. But the problem is, he's on probably about 300 grand a week. No one can afford his wages, John.
And
he's not.
He's going to have to take a pay cut if he goes somewhere. It depends how much he wants to play football.
He's not at that kind of. Maybe at one stage a couple of years ago, he was in that kind of top 10, 15 players in the world at City. And then people paid a big money for him, but he's not in that category no more. So it's like, a couple of years ago, I'm saying, not now. 2 or 3 years ago, he was one of the best players in the league. But
Yeah,
Where,
he was very short after, wasn't he?
what I'm trying to say, he's going to have to drop down a level, isn't he? Like he's going to end like Crystal Palace, Everton, that type of level, or go abroad.
Yeah.
That's Saudi Arabia could be the place for stuff. But then, if you want to get back in the England team, which is obviously it's embarrassing them, hasn't it, not being in the Euros and stuff. And I don't know.
Yeah, maybe
But
he's gone. Has he gone? Because he's not listed in Chelsea's squad here.
Yeah, I know that was the big story. Is that they took him out the squad and they took his number 7 off him, give it
And
to
he's completely taken him out the squad now.
Yeah, so he's got to go.
He's being linked with Manchester United.
Well, I can see that. I could see that working.
Let me just show you this right there.
Liverpool fans will hate him even more. I don't know the City fans will take to him. Then even United fans, because that's it. Imagine going from Liverpool City and then being at United. That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This is on the Independent now. No, we don't want to sell
Right.
it, thanks. Raheem's did this basically 7 minutes ago.
Maybe. Hey, I think that's a good suit there, because he's got.
Sancho swap. Jordan Sancho's at Borussia Dortmund, isn't he?
No, he's at United.
Didn't he go to Dortmund last season? I'm sure he did.
On loan. He went on loan.
Was he back now?
Yeah, he's back now.
I think McTominay's going as well, apparently.
Where's he linked with?
What?
Who's McTominay linked with?
Somewhere in Italy, Napoli, I think it was. Yeah, Napoli. Napoli are lining up a move for Manchester United midfielder Scott McTominay.
Do you blame him though? Because at the end of the day, Scott McTominay doesn't get a game. He's in and out, isn't he? So I don't think he's appreciated at United. So I can see that. Yeah, I can see that happening.
Yeah, I think Sterling might be. There's moves being made, isn't there? I think is the best way to describe that.
Be interesting.
Yeah. Sorry, go on.
No, so it'll be interesting to see where he ends up. Because Sterling is one of those players that he's obviously going to improve teams at certain level.
Well, he's 29, isn't he? So if he could get into maybe even if he got into a Newcastle side or something.
Yeah, Newcastle, Aston Villa. Yeah, that maybe possible. But then United, as I say, I could see that working too. So listen, it's an interesting one with Raheem Sterling. He's obviously. I think it all comes down to his wages. I just think his wages are probably sky. He's probably getting paid $250,000 a week, and
he's on more than that. He's on 350.
Well, maybe it might be. Maybe it could only be United that could afford him.
That's 350. Lukaku's on 350 as well.
Well, Chelsea don't really know what they're doing, do they? I know they won 6-2 the weekend there, but they're just Chelsea are an absolute disgrace of a football club, and I don't know anyone that likes them. They're a disgrace. Like what they do is just it's a joke. Like
it's like if they want to fix something, they just throw money at it.
It's ridiculous. It's a joke. It's embarrassing, and it's just embarrassing what they've done. So yeah, I don't think even Chelsea fans can't stick up for what they do as a model. Like you can argue with Everton. And I mean, comparing Everton and Chelsea in a weird kind of way, but at least Everton, your man's come in and he's ruined it. Everton were never like that, as where Chelsea seems to have always been like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Do you know what you mean with that? Like,
if you hate fucking Chelsea, clap your hands. That's all I'm going to say anyway.
I don't mind them, to be honest. Ipswich are having a tough start to life in the Premier League. Aren't they?
City and Liverpool, like what you expect, you know what I mean? Like Haaland, bloody hell.
It's probably the worst possible. It's the worst possible 2 games you could have had, isn't it? Man City, Liverpool, followed by Manchester City. It's like welcome to the Premier League. There you go.
Unlucky Ed Sheeran.
He's singing the blues with Elton John.
I'm telling you.
Very soon.
Good victory for Arsenal away Villa. It's a good victory, wasn't it?
It was a good game. I enjoyed it. I actually watched it while I was in work, to be honest. And
same.
I think Aston Villa are going to be up there again this season.
Yeah, it was a tight game. Arsenal didn't score till late in the second half, wasn't it, and stuff. And
they They got the win late on, didn't they?
Yeah. Arsenal, listen, I hate to say this, and I'm saying this 2 games in the season. It could be a different conversation in at Christmas time, but I do think Arsenal will be City's biggest title contenders this year. Arsenal are going to keep doing what they're going to do. It's just whether they can maintain it with City is the question, isn't it? Because at the end of the day, it's hard. Like they don't have the squad. No one's got the squad that City has. No one has, and that's just the reality of. But then City could get relegated, couldn't they, with all the financial rules? But that's a conversation for another day, John.
Well, I don't think they'd get relegated. You just wouldn't win the league.
Well, it
Because
depends.
if they're getting points deduction, say they get 20 points deducted, that's not going to get them relegated when they're getting 90. They're averaging 95 points a year.
True. Well, hopefully they get more than 20 points, but yeah.
I mean, Everton ended up with 8 for 1 financial. Well, ended up being 2 then actually financial fair play breaches. So let's see what happens there. But I just don't understand why they've dealt with Everton and they've dealt with Nottingham Forest straight away. But
yeah, Leicester in trouble as well, aren't they? Leicester have got a few charges going over their head as well.
Yeah. Leicester are gonna be feeling the wrath of
financial fair play.
Guys, yeah.
We'll see what happens. Listen, it bows to be a good season, I suppose, John. But yeah, the Premier League's back with a bang. Nothing too shocking, surprising so far, you know.
I'm just glad that it's back rather than just sitting there. I think that is the biggest shock of the season. So the shock of the weekend was Chelsea winning 6-2.
Yeah.
For me, anyway.
I hope Wolves have a good season because I like Gary O'Neill. I like the way Wolves play.
They're just about Everton at the moment. I think they're on like 0 points or something like that.
Yeah, but you can put these 6 or 7 teams you can put in that category: Crystal Palace, Wolves, Everton, Brentford, Bournemouth. And it's a dogfight between Nottingham Forest. You know, it's a dogfight between those 8 teams at the moment. Who's and it takes normally one of them has a run. Recently it's been Villa. West Ham done it the season before that. I think Southampton are in trouble. Nothing I've seen of Southampton seem to be shouting out to me. But it's going to be a good season anyway. I don't know if the 3 teams that have come up will all go straight back down. I've just got a sneaky feeling that Leicester will stay in the league and maybe Ipswich.
I think Ipswich might do quite well, to be honest. I like that Hutchinson that they've just signed from Chelsea.
Yeah.
To be honest, I followed Ipswich last season because I really wanted them to get promoted. So I was watching all the games on Sky Sports and stuff. And that Hutchinson is a player.
Kieran McKenna's a good manager too. He's a good young manager. He was linked with Chelsea there, wasn't he? Didn't quite go through. And linked with United as well. You'll be linked with Chelsea and United unless you're a good coach. So, exactly. Good luck to them. Good luck to them.
Well, also that Schmodics as well. He signed from Blackburn. He
scored at the weekend. Yeah,
he scored against City, didn't he?
Good. I don't know much about him, but good luck to him. You need a goal scorer to stay in the Premier League. So good luck to them. They'll be my second team. No, cheering on.
Well, as much as I don't want to, we'll just have a quick look at this the Premier League table, shall we? So we've got Everton and Ipswich in the bottom 3. So up to Southampton have got no points. Obviously Everton have got the worst goal difference. I mean, at least everyone else, bar Southampton, have at least got themselves a goal. Do you know what I mean? And then we go up to Leicester, Man United, and only 11th. Obviously, they lost to Brighton, didn't they? I tell you what, you found a weird team for them. One week they can be world beaters. The next week they look like they've just come up from the conference.
That's what I see. I just mentioned all those teams there. Your Brentfords, your Crystal Palaces, Fulham, Everton. Fulham are very much in that kind of bracket of teams where. But I like your man Silva. You know, that's another ex-Everton manager. Do you know how many managers you've been through? But I like Silva. He seems passionate, and Fulham do play good football. But again, your man from Arsenal, Smith Rowe, he got his first goal the weekend there.
Goal, yeah. I'm surprised he showed, to be honest.
Yeah, he wasn't getting a game though, was he? Yeah, no. Listen, Fulham. Good luck to them. Small club, small stadium. I know it got bigger there a couple of years ago. I've been to a couple of Fulham matches, believe it or not. Well, random that I've ended up there, but I have. And yeah, I went down. I went to a cup final at Wembley. Not sure if you've heard of that place, John, but I was at a cup final for Liverpool, and Fulham played the day before, so we went to a Fulham match. Happened twice, yeah. Just letting you know, John. And well, good luck to them. Good luck to them.
I've been to the old Wembley. Have you ever been there? No, you haven't because you're too young.
Nah, I know, yeah, but sure. Who cares?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a decent season. And,
Yeah, listen, I'm excited it's back. Sorry?
Just going to have a little look, see who's playing this weekend. Arsenal are playing Brighton there.
That'll be a tough. That's 2 wins out of 2 games for the 2 teams, so that should be a good old. Well, my tablets just dropped there. I've got all my information here. I'll get the fixtures up myself, John. Oh, you've got them up there, have you? There we go.
Arsenal are playing Brighton, Brentford for Southampton, Everton, Bournemouth. I'm not even going to predict the scoreline there. Ipswich are playing Fulham, Leicester are playing Villa, Forest, Wolves, West Ham, Man City, Chelsea, Palace, Newcastle, Tottenham, and then Liverpool, Man United.
That's the blockbuster one, isn't it?
There's a couple of standout fixtures there. I think Arsenal and Brighton will be a good game, and West Ham, Man City could be a really good game as well. And Newcastle, Tottenham will also be. Well, it promises to be a decent game, and then obviously you've got the old Northwest rivalry between Man United and Liverpool, which under recent seasons, it's just been all Liverpool, hasn't it? 4-0, 5-0, 7-0.
And you're going to ask me for a prediction. I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to give a prediction because I just don't know. Because after what happened last year, Liverpool beat us. United beat us, didn't they, after stuffing them? The only thing I can say about that game is form goes out the window. It's like the Merseyside derby. Form goes out the window. On any given day, any Premier League team can beat the other team. Slopped first test. I don't want to look too much into pre-season where we did beat them 3-0. We absolutely spunked them 3-0, which is great.
Really.
I know, but at the same time, Ten Hag beforehand was like, we don't play friendlies, it's blah, blah, blah. It's Man United, 3-0, we beat them.
Saying that though, isn't he?
I'm going to go for an Arsenal victory against Brighton. I'm going to go for a Newcastle victory against Spurs.
All right, okay.
And I'm going to stop being a shithouse here, and I'm going to go for a score draw versus United, Liverpool and United, maybe a 0-0, maybe 1-1. Yeah, no, they're always boring games, John. See the 7-0 and stuff like that. It's a one-off. It's a freak result. Liverpool United are always boring, crap games. Like the derby, they're always crap games. You know what I mean?
Because I'm going to have a look at your little head-to-head record here. So, Liverpool 3-0 in the chair. How you drew with them 2-2 at Old Trafford last season, then you got beat 4-3. Remember that one? Last minute goal, wasn't it?
That was was that not the FA Cup? Yeah, that was the FA Cup. That was Connie Maynard.
120.1.
No, it was your man in midfield. It was Connie Maynard. That's who scored it. Was it not?
I've got it up here.
All right, okay. I thought it was Connie. But anyway, yeah, that was a cup game.
That was the 2-2.
Yeah, but generally, John, I remember more horrible, scrappy games against United than thrillers, to be honest. So if it's a thriller, happy days, and we'll probably come on top because we've got the better attacking options. But it's probably going to be a scrappy 0-0, 1-1. I hate to say it, but listen, I hope we can play our football and we be victorious. But they end up being shit games. What about you guys against Bournemouth? What about the 6 pointer there?
It's a bit early to be talking 6 pointers. Like,
Oh no, but you get beat against Bournemouth. Say you don't get a positive result against Doncaster, and then you get beat against Bournemouth. He's under pressure, man. I'll be putting money on him to get sacked. You know, Bournemouth are a good team.
they've just signed that new Brazilian kid as well, haven't they, Bournemouth?
I'm not sure, but yeah.
I can't remember his bloody name. I seen him yesterday. Let me just get his name up.
Go on.
He actually looked good as well. Ivan Nilsson. Familiar with him? He's playing for FC Porto, and he's just started made his debut yesterday for Bournemouth. Didn't score, but Bournemouth did win. Got 72 minutes under his belt. See,
Bournemouth drew, didn't he? Newcastle 1-1.
Was it 1-1? Sure.
Yeah, it was 1-1. Yeah, they had a goal rule out last minute of the game. But didn't they?
You're right, it was 1-1. Yeah, 1-1.
Yeah. But
yeah,
tricky game. What's your prediction for the weekend, John, before we go?
I'm going to stick my neck out and go 2-0. Everton. Yeah.
I'm making a note of this now. 2-0 versus Bournemouth.
Yeah, go on.
Be fun next week, when it doesn't happen.
I think he'll beat. Where's he gone? He's just gone. He's just disconnected there for some minute, some seconds. Just 1 sec. So we're going to be doing this every week. It's going to be 7 till 8. Don't know what's happening there. And he's back.
A few connection issues at the end, but Sean back, don't worry.
Yeah, I was just saying, it's going to be every week. We're going to have weekly guests on, go through the discussions, topics of the week, football results, a little bit of banter and whatever. We're going to start trying to get some former players on to go over the weekend's action and stuff like that. So it'll be every week from 7 o'clock.
Every Monday.
Every Monday night.
That's it.
So we're over time, yeah. So we're going to have to go because I think she's going to go and record his radio show or something. So
I'm going to play badminton, John, believe it or not. Going to play badminton right now.
What happened to the tennis?
Yeah, I'll play. I'll try and do a bit of everything, but I may go before the wife kills me. I'm going to spend some quality time with her before badminton.
Jack of all trades. Go on. We will see you next week. Take care.
You'll never walk alone, folks.
Thank
you, John. All the best. Bye.
Cheers.